Yo, what's going on, Dane?
I'm real glad you didn't hear my talk about a warm, moist vagina in this hand.
All right.
Wait, now you have. Hi.
Now I have heard it. Thanks. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
I'm okay with it. I'm all right with
Don't
it.
idle hands, man. Idle whatever. Don't leave me alone for very long.
That's fair because otherwise idle hands will be filled with a warm, moist vagina. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Failure Made Monsters. It's nice to see you. Happy Friday. If you are new to the show, welcome. We talk about everything here from porn stars to politics, and we just can't help ourselves, so we decided not to stick with a single topic. Our guest this evening is Miss Tabitha Stevens. She is an AVN Hall of Fame inductee, and she's been on the Howard Stern Show 25 times, Dr. 90210 5 times.
And I've known her for all of about 3 minutes, and she's a lovely person.
She is absolutely lovely and perpetually positive, as I like to say. It's gonna be a good one, guys. It's gonna be a good one. So strap in, hang on, and it's time.
Cue the music.
Represent the lobby, not the people. 4 years in a sequel. The bottom line is the bottom line. They represent the full, not the hungry. The NASDAQ, not the country. The bottom line is the bottom line. They represent the greedy, not the needy and seedy backroom dealings. The bottom line is the bottom line.
Billions and billions and billions and billions.
It's just gonna be like fucking at one point. It's gonna be episode 100 billions, and
we need to go back and see where that started because I need to go back and just
pretty
see
much right after it came out, man. Pretty much right after it came out.
You know what? Yeah, I think it was
pretty much. Yeah. Anyway, hi everybody. I am Santino the Misfit, and this is my co-host, cohort, and compatriot, Mr.
Dane Alexander, but you can call me the Great for short, though.
Indeed, you can. And welcome to Failure Made Monsters, episode 36. I think we're at now. So it's fucking
sticking with us.
It's creeping up on us, man. We'll be we're a couple months out from a year doing this, if you can believe it.
Shit.
I know. It's
crazy.
crazy.
You know what? Yeah, because right when it started, wow, look at us following through.
I know, right? We actually kept doing something,
right?
Rather than annoying everybody.
Right.
So yeah. Anywho,
finishing projects.
If you are new to the show, please follow us on Instagram at Failure Made Monsters, where we like to post a bunch of random memes and shit. You can hop into our Discord to keep up with us in between episodes. We just started a new Discord chat, so you'll find the link in the chat. Also, if you'd like, you can subscribe to the Mainstream Misfits channel or follow Dane and I on Twitch at Santino the Misfit and at Dane the Great, as it says right on the motherfucking screen. But of course, as always, FailureMadeMonsters.com for all of these links and more. You can watch past episodes and listen to podcasts wherever podcasts are available. So first, can we please laugh about this greasy, sweaty, dumb motherfucker on the bottom of the screen? That was the best news I saw.
You changed the picture. That's good. I like it. Yeah. No. Didn't they say they got like 3 cell phones, fucking a laptop, an iPad? Yeah.
And a partridge in a.
He's so fucked, and they were like, yeah, and it's because it was the same department that he headed up. At one point,
in the 80s or something.
Yeah, so it's like it could very well have been some people that were like underneath
like,
them.
Yo, my boss was a dick, and we finally got him.
By the way, we're gonna raid you today, boss. Remember all that? Remember all that? We can't have pizza on Fridays. Shit, yeah. Move out of the way. You know what I mean? Like that'd be so great. I'd love that.
Are you kidding me, man? Giuliani at a time. I wonder. I always wonder because I heard was he the one who like cleaned up the like red light district and stuff in New York? Was that him?
Well, cleaned up. You could say that.
I don't know. That's all I've heard that phrase. I was too young to be paying attention.
So
to know what a red light district was.
He did enact a lot of like legislation that stopped all of the like porn movie houses and stands and stuff and like.
That sounds terrible.
It in that way, but it also did a lot of kind of fucked up shit in the way that he like set the legislation up, so a lot of people got in trouble for like dumb shit.
So he ruined the red light district.
I mean, it depends who you ask.
Yeah,
I mean, he cleaned up a lot of the graffiti. That was a big deal.
Yeah, I'm cool with that because
that was a big deal.
Yeah, I'm cool with that because it
was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. In the 80s, it was real fucking bad.
You see the old like videos and shit, like when you watch the Joker and stuff, it don't even look like the same New York.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's nuts. By the way, if you don't know this and you're watching the show for the first time, you can interact with us in the chat. So if there's anything we talk about that tickles your motherfucking fancy, please engage.
Send nudes.
Hop in there on YouTube and Twitch.
send nudes.
Send nudes.
But because I am on the cusp of a birthday, send nudes and somehow try to incorporate cake. Make it fun. Make it fun.
I like that.
Icing, frosting, candles. Get creative. I mean, we're gonna be here for a little while.
You are on the cusp of a birthday.
I am on the cusp of a birthday.
Oh man, you got a Star Wars birthday and everything. It's gonna be
I do. It's a Star Wars and an NSYNC birthday. Justin Timberlake birthday. It's
really?
Gonna be
I didn't know that. So you got Timberlake and I got Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if that's good or bad anymore. I used to think it was great. I was like, yeah, dope, Manson. That's cool. And now I'm like,
maybe not.
Should I be saying this on a live broadcast?
Maybe not. I just found out Travis Scott has his birthday is like 3 days before mine because his birthday was today, and that's pretty cool. Yeah, he was going nuts. I will be going fucking ham. That's gonna happen.
In another place. You're traveling.
Wait a minute. Wait. So
I will not. I refuse to wait.
Please.
No, I don't want to.
We were discussing offline because I will be traveling. Segue. I will be traveling. I'll be in Miami.
Traveling.
I'm going prior to getting fully vaccinated because that's when my birthday kind of fell, and it was not as easy a month ago to get an appointment like it is now. Now, like I went to CVS and they're like, "Yeah."
Even at your advanced age, you still weren't eligible.
Get fucked, stay fucked.
Hey!
So now it's like super easy. But anyway, so I'm going. I would never suggest anyone not fucking get vaccinated. Fair. It brings me to this shit that Joe Rogan said. Did you hear about this?
I did.
Fuck's sake, man.
Yeah.
I watched enough Joe Rogan to know the context and how that probably came up and what his take on it is and what he meant by it.
Yeah.
But also
on the face of it, it doesn't look good.
It looks pretty bad for you. Spotify standing behind him. But listen,
they should.
Yeah, he
should be allowed to say whatever the fuck he wants.
Exactly.
And if you're dumb enough to take your medical advice from Joe,
fucking Rogan,
kind of on you.
Exactly. So so that I don't get into any hot water like that.
Don't worry, we ain't got Spotify numbers.
Right, we don't got Spotify numbers. I would absolutely anybody like don't do as I do. If you have the opportunity, and it's super fucking easy now. It is like you could go to CVS, Walgreens, whatever, set an appointment or just walk in and get it done. Like this wasn't like that shit until Biden made the announcement.
It's actually why I'm not drinking this evening on this episode.
Oh, is that why?
My second shot is on Monday.
Oh, yeah.
So I am drinking all of the water.
Can you? Oh, you have time. So I was like, because you can eat and shit. Yeah. You're fine.
Yeah. It's nothing like that. But I've heard being as hydrated as possible reduces the chance of you getting your.
Wait a minute.
Apparently, what?
This right here, though.
What do we got?
This one. Boom.
Oh,
shout out. Yeah.
Shout out to Mariah.
Yeah.
Supporting us. Thank you.
We
Mariah,
appreciate that.
Those of you listening, one of our fans in the chat here, Mariah bought some of my fucking fantastic makeup remover towels and one of Dane's t-shirts, which is awesome. And if you want to get by the way, if you want to get some Failure Made Monsters merchandise, you can also go to failureMadeMonsters.com on the mainstreammisfits.shop.
Yeah.
There's some stuff up there. Little baby bunker bitch hoodies and shit like that.
Hoodies, yeah.
Enjoy.
We should finish we should finish the next thing and put some more shit out. That'd be great. Do some more merch.
I'm all for it. I think at some point now I need to run a fantastic commercial in the middle of this just for the fun.
I think so, yeah. Wait, I saw something you put up that was new.
Up, man.
That was new. I don't remember what it was, but it was something that I hadn't seen before.
It's probably the carousel ad.
What was it?
It was probably a carousel ad. We're running a bunch of them for every pattern.
Yeah. I'm like,
we're gonna start losing viewers real fast if we deep dive into my fucking Facebook ad buying techniques and the guys I'm working with.
Well, I like your ads, and that's
thanks,
all I
man. I appreciate that. I will say the running the commercial, and we can talk about it afterwards. If you're not watching the video of this, you're not gonna know what the fuck it looks like. But I have never in my life been compared to the guy who plays Captain Hook in Once Upon a Time until I ran this ad, and now
Once Upon a Time.
There's a TV show called Once Upon a Time. There's a character who plays Captain Hook, and he's basically he wears like a long black trench with the pop collar thing like I have on, and he's got the
the trench was a hard look. Good for you with the long hair.
I've had the long black trench, dude. I've been fucking with that for a very, 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 very long time. Very, very long time. But with the eyeliner and shit,
forever.
Yeah,
shit!
calling me
I
cousin
will.
looking shit.
Sorry, and I'm sorry. I just saw this, and yes, I will absolutely Mariah autograph your merch. Absolutely.
Yes. Well, I don't
Yeah.
think the shirt, but I don't know if it's a good
The
idea
shirt,
for me to autograph a makeup
I
towel.
mean, you could
and it
put
would
something
render it
in it.
useless.
Put a picture in it. Put a signed
I put my
Teeners.
picture away. I
Okay.
signed that shit today.
What was that? Who was that? Is that Nickelback? What was that?
Kid Rock. Kid Rock.
Kid Rock. Oh, you're on the Kid Rock kick.
I'm on a Kid Rock kick.
Okay.
Which actually we were
yeah.
so before the show we were talking to Tabitha. We'll bring her in a bit, but apparently I got a feeling we're gonna say a lot of stuff, and Tab's gonna be like, "Yeah, I met that person. Yeah, I've hung out with that person. I've done that already." She's like, "Yeah, I'm fucking kidding me. Y'all are so yesterday." But she was apparently dancing on stage and Kid Rock and shit. So that's
pretty
cool.
fucking amazing.
I just
randomly there was a
back
time
to old Kid Rock.
There was a time when that would have just fucking like I would have never thought that I'd ever even like because I did love him. I did love him. It was the country. It was the whole Sweet Home Alabama-ish kind of phase that he went into that I was like, I guess.
He's always had that
Whatever,
Southern rock thing, but he dove into it head first after the Shania Twain track popped off.
Oh, you know what? That's right.
Away.
Yeah, there was the whole Trump shit. That was like,
yeah, I'm not saying politics for sure, but I can separate people. I mean, like you're allowed to have your own fucking opinion about stuff. I don't agree with it.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna like completely.
He's a Detroitie. I give it to him. Midwest, whatever. For the music, all right.
I'm just saying, like we've talked about on the show before. If I stopped talking to people for their political views, I'd have no family left.
True. I mean, yeah, I get that. I get that.
Yeah. Except my wife, which is why I married her.
But you guys are on the same page with stuff,
fully.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Right. I might be a little.
She's British, but
she's very British. I tend to kind of like take sides on things briefly. I take as watching the show, like I look at things very pragmatically. And so sometimes like I'll look at shit in a way that she's more empathetic, a little bit more emotional with these things. So that'll be about the only time there's a split in our ideologies. Like when people get locked in jail forever, my first reaction is more kind of like, all right, that sucks. This is my first thought. It's like, oh, that sucks. And then you're like, well, not like Chauvin and stuff too. That was actually my first reaction was like, oh, Jesus, like dudes, some guy's going away to prison for life. And then I was like, oh, well, he's a terrible person. So
wait, you want to know what my first thought was when I heard it?
You did cartwheels in the street?
No. My first thought was, well, actually, like, depending on where he goes, he's going to be a fucking god. Like, especially with the white supremacists that are locked up, all the fucking like he'll be good. Like he'll be so fucking broken. Fine. Yeah, he'll be like and my homie was like, well, whatever, at least he's going to prison. I'm like, yeah, but if you've ever been to prison, don't ask. Like the way it goes down out there, like he's gonna be all right. Like they're gonna fucking take care of him. Trust that. Like trust that.
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean,
Pecker Woods are not gonna let him get hurt.
I don't get any of it, man. I don't get any of it.
Let's
move on. So let's do some current events and maybe stuff we missed last week and shit. A few things before we bring in our guest here. But I just want to say, like, I feel like Biden's been actually kicking ass even more than I expected him to. I don't know if you've been kind of keeping an eye on it, but
I have.
So like last week,
I haven't. I'm not paying it near as much attention as I did with Trump, but it's for sure. I'm good with it.
I honestly,
I'm like, oh wait, he's doing his job. Cool, I'm out.
Straight up, dude. Half of my attention is because of this show. Because when we come on here, I want to be able to talk about it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of forcing me to stay a bit on top of it, but not nearly as much as when Trump was in office. Yeah. It's like when Obama was in office, I wasn't super into politics either because it wasn't as immediately like alarming, but it doesn't mean we should get complacent either, motherfuckers. So just remember that. But anyway, so speaking about Biden, he's pulling motherfuckers out of Afghanistan. We saw that, right? Troops coming out. So that's awesome. There's a September 11th date on that after a 20-year, 4-president long occupation. They put forward the America First or America Cares, whatever the fuck it's called, one of the two massive bills they're trying to push through for infrastructure, for the one that he just talked about with free college education. And, taxing the wealthy more, capital gains taxes increases, shit like that. All this stuff, and you're like, wow, this is all very reminiscent of a guy that we were very supportive of for a very long time, and everyone was like, "This is so radical." And now, like the dude who I would have thought was just a straight up centrist is getting behind all of it, and it's not because it's radical left. It's because Bernie's not that far left. You look at the rest of the world, and all these other countries that have like far heavier social policies and stuff. They're further left. Bernie's just a Democrat. Obama was like a blend Republican Democrat. Middle, and Biden's a little far left, somewhere in the middle of the two. And it's like, oh, cool. So we're gonna make sure that the middle class and the lower class don't get completely fucking murdered for another 4 years.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
Ish.
Like at the very least, there's some good shit happening in that direction, and it's nice to see. On top of Rudy Giuliani's office getting raided. So it just felt like throwing that in there again. It's a wonderful thing.
I just love it because they also said that there's still heavy investigation into Trump as well, and like it's not over like at all.
I said this to you. We go back and run the tape, right? I've been saying this. What is it, Cyrus Vance or whatever, the DA out in New York? Since before he even left office, I've been saying this motherfucker is going after him for tax evasion. The same shit they got Capone on and whatnot. Like. You can, and these motherfuckers weren't not sloppy.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: if you have to also put into perspective what it means or what it says when you raid the former president's lawyer's house.
Yes.
Like what it says.
You're not above the law.
It says, hey, you're not clear of this. We're coming for you too. Like, because you know what I mean? Like it's a blatant, this is still going. Like we're not hiding shit. Guess what? No. It's So I
want to see
what
more
drinks may come.
That, but I'd rather it be a slow burn and with a big payoff than a bunch of fucking dumb news that builds up to nothing, like most of the impeachment trials were. Most of that's ridiculous. I pluralized it in that way, but both.
Which one?
Yeah, it's just like a fucking. It felt more like political theater because you kind of knew where it was going. But in this case, you have judges and juries and actual laws that need to be upheld, not two teams.
Right.
That's basically what half of Congress has turned into. It's just like sports teams. It's fucking absurd.
True.
Anyway,
all right. Wait, speaking of sports teams, what was there a draft or something that happened? I don't fucking watch sports.
I saw something about it, but I wasn't paying attention either.
Okay, cool. Never mind.
Yeah, I saw that guy. Colbert had, I think it was a Colbert. Somebody had somebody on the show was the first guy to live stream the draft.
His draft, okay.
Or something. And that's the only reason I knew it happened at all.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
all right. Neat.
That's all I got. I'm tapped out of
same.
sports news. Oh, actually, I did see this too. The tweet Mariah just said as well. Thank you, Mariah. You're on fire today. Aaron Rodgers is bailing from the Packers. I did see that.
I don't give a fuck about the Packers. Fuck the Pack. So, how about that? And fuck all the cheeseheads that root for him. How about that?
Oh fuck, man.
Go Bears.
On the news front, if you guys haven't been paying attention to the coronavirus shit, and I don't blame you because I think we've been kind of inundated.
Corona'd out.
Yeah, like just so much.
Inundated. You put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Hey, suck my diak. So anyway, India is having a pretty bad go of it right now. They were somewhere around 2,000 deaths a day because a lot of people are actually getting reinfected. Originally, during the beginning of this, a lot of people there thought that there'd be some type of natural immunity there, and a lot of the cases were super mild and all, and they, as a result, kind of took things pretty lax.
Well, there's also I watched a Vice special on just kind of Indian culture, and there's also a very strong subsect of like religious kind of and mistrust for Western medicine that like is making it where it's like, we don't want to take it because we want to go to healers and
it's not even just the vaccine issue, because there's a shortage of it there too.
True.
Which is, I think Biden is apparently committing some of our supply to them, which is great. And I just saw he is also restricting travel from there, which is also great because it's nice to see somebody doing fucking something, but just because of like the right reasons. Like, hey, their cases are spiking. It's not because they're, fucking brown people. It's just
right.
A lot of them are sick, and you don't want to keep bringing these different variants into the United States because we're already, we're doing well. Yeah. We're actually starting to do something right.
Starting to turn the corner finally.
Finally. And it only took what's it been? 3 months.
Yeah.
3 fucking months.
Yeah.
All the year of a shit show.
But and that's what everybody.
The vaccine's obviously a massive factor in that.
That's what everybody's been saying is that it was just incredibly mishandled, which was obvious.
Obviously.
Yes, but like
you still have this huge problem of people believing the previous rhetoric.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like I got into it with.
Well, thanks, Fox News.
Yeah. I mean, and Fox News and I mean, literally the entire party, the GOP and stuff has been perpetuating this nonsense, and then they've somehow they've politicized something that should just be like science based, not an emotional thing. People are like, well, it's a personal choice, and I'm like, well, yeah, so it's not sneezing in someone's face when you're standing there, but
you mean the mask wearing?
It makes you an asshole.
You mean the mask wearing or the vaccine?
The mask wearing and the vaccination thing too. Like, I get like some people have a legit reason. We talked about it on the show before to not get it. All right, that's fine. But for the most part,
what was it?
What
was the legit reason?
Oh, like some people have pre-existing like allergic reactions and stuff to vaccination.
All right.
Yeah, there are some people like I can make the argument. All right, fine.
Whatever, survival of the fittest.
Not because they're all children, like Joe Rogan said. Like, you know,
right.
I'm not on top of that one there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But no, like it's.
Did you see Fauci's response
to Rogan?
Yeah.
No.
So Fauci basically, and I'm paraphrasing, I'm not going to direct quote, but he's basically like, yeah, but that's a very selfish view. He's like, sure, if you don't want to get the vaccine, chances are if you're younger and you're healthy, you'll be okay, but you could still get it, not be showing symptoms and give it to people that aren't so okay. He's like, so if you want to be selfish, go ahead and be selfish. He's like, but that's a very poor like view of protecting society, which is kind of what the point is. I was like,
1,000%. Yeah, I've been since the whole fucking election was over. I've kind of made like a vow to stay off of these, like jump into these giant arguments on Facebook and shit like I used to all the time.
Good for you. I haven't seen you go on a tirade. No, I did. The Twitter thing that happened. Was it yesterday or the day before? I saw one thing and I was like, nope, I'm not even gonna go that.
I dug into somebody a couple days ago on Twitter for one post, and then I got into this big thing with someone on Facebook. This little back and forth about
Jennifer.
So I nothing against the guy who said it. I don't agree with him. And that's fine. You're allowed to do that. I don't agree with people who were agreeing with him. He went into a fucking bar and they were like, yeah, you don't need to wear a face diaper or some shit here. And he was like, oh, that's great. Like I knew there were good people here. And I'm like, I don't get behind any of that. But I kind of was like, and he was like, well, it's a personal choice and it's my opinion and blah blah blah. And I'm like, well, it's not really. It's kind of a matter of scientific literacy. It's not really a matter of your opinion.
But everything
is a matter of you being. So I even said it. I was like, you're clarifying the choice here is not whether or not masks are effective, because they are. Like we know this. The science is there. The case studies are there. Whether it's controlled tests or the one they did in MIT or the ones that they've conducted comparing different restrictions state to state. Blah blah. There's like you can share this information. You can Google it. You have the fucking internet. Look it up. Right. The personal choice you're making is not. I'm just saying the personal choice is like whether or not you wish to ignore the established facts, right? That you're willing to assume the risks involved, right? You're willing to assume the risks involved for you and for every motherfucker you come into contact with after that. That's the personal choice you're making. And that is, like Fauci said, that's the perfect word for it, really. It's just, so do you want to be selfish?
I love it when you get all passionate.
Fucking irritating, man.
It's so great. For me,
damn it!
I do, and that's my I will not come off that. The last thing I would want to do is spread misinformation. So I would never say don't do this or don't do that and blah 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 based on your age or your whatever. Look, if it's helping, and it's like stop just believing the guy that said don't because you don't want to like that.
We know categorically it's helping. Is it like they kept going on like, well, it's not that effective in this and that and blah blah. And I'm like they were, what the fuck was the analogy I made? Sorry. I said they were like, well, it's not always effective, more or less. Like it's occasionally, and I'm like, so like. Saying that like because I wore a mask or this is what it was, because I didn't wear a mask during this entire thing and I never got COVID, that means the protocols are pointless. And I'm like, that's like saying because I drove across town without a seatbelt on, seatbelts are fucking useless. Like, no, they're just useless until you get into a fucking car. Like, if you're not in a car crash. Same with if you're not in contact with somebody who's fucking got COVID-19.
I'll tell you, as long as we're going down that road, you know what else is useless? Condoms. Let's talk about that for just a second. Here's what I'm gonna say, right? I just look, I haven't gotten anything, right? And I'm not what you would call overly promiscuous, but
really,
like, I just look, just hear me out, right? So by that logic, I could easily just, I don't know what's the point of condoms? Why do we even make them? Fuck it. It's my choice. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I'm agreeing with you, but I'm using a more
I see what you're
a more sexually explicit metaphor.
I see what you're doing here, Dan. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Dick.
Maybe we should wrap this one up.
Ha! You see, I like that. I like that.
And
we have a commercial to get to any fucking way, and we
do have a commercial, and then we have a wonderful
more to discuss about
positive,
sex,
and I'm all fucking
unprotected
here for
and otherwise.
Yeah,
yes.
I think we should do that real quick. Want to shout to everybody here in the chat. We got Jennifer Marie saying Santino is Santino mad is funny. So you're not the only one.
Santino mad is funny. It is.
I tell
it's great. It's my favorite.
Right, she feels the frustration. I can appreciate that. Rolo awesome. To your condom thing just says just pull out.
Bro, wait
the pull and pray
and also but look, you practice, you get it right, you know what I'm saying? Look, it's just more dramatic for like where there's effect. You don't want to just that's done. Sorry. You know what I mean? It's like you want some splash action. Anyway,
I feel like we know the first topic we're gonna talk to Tabitha now. That's just gonna happen.
Yeah.
It just has to. All right, one more. I got to shout to Matt in the chat. Shout to Brandon as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Stokes as well. Everybody, if you are on the YouTube or Twitch, please feel free to join in on the conversation. And if you have any questions for Tabitha, drop them in here. But before that, I think it's time for a quick word from our sponsor. And by our sponsor, I mean me.
This is Santino. Santino is proud that he is bigger than all who came before him. Santino knows that your experience with what he's offering will be over faster than you expected, which is especially convenient when you're tired and just want to go to sleep. He's confident that after having spent years perfecting his package, his is the softest you'll ever put up to your face. Yes, as the founder of f***ing Fantastic, Santino knows that his unique makeup remover towel package with soft touch exfoliating corner and collectible makeup bag will leave you oh so very satisfied. Good job, Santino. Stand tall, stand proud, because even though your lovemaking skills are subpar, your makeup remover towels are fucking fantastic.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Fuckingfantastic.com or youlookff.com, and follow us on Instagram at youlookff.
You'll put up to your face.
We also got a whole line of hair care products that my little sister Joey D. Fox, the hair care fucking expert, the damn boss, the queen of badassery, curated the whole fucking thing herself. She's been using them, salon tested. Just saying, check that shit out.
So it's official.
Anyway, that being said, it is time, without further ado, to welcome our wonderful guest, Miss Tabitha Stevens.
Hi, Tabitha.
Hi, Tab.
How are you? Hi.
Very good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Oh my gosh, that commercial is so. I love that commercial. Love it.
It's so dope, right? I love it.
It's so awesome because you're just like, yeah, it's just perfect. Just perfect.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Perfect. We had a lot of fun shooting it. So I'm looking forward to doing more. I think
I want to be in one.
we can do that.
I totally.
We can do that. Yeah, get vaccinated, motherfucker.
and lift some weights, like do some weights with it when he's doing it. And he's all sweaty, and then the makeup falls down, and he's like, "Wait, I got it."
I like that. And then like instead of a dumbbell, his arm comes back up and it's a towel. And he's like,
I will for you. I will do that. I will even I'll put on eyeliner, which I fucking hate.
Oh,
just for you.
Hey man.
Okay.
No, not because it's like I don't like eyeliner. It's because I can't do it. Like I'm very bad at it, and so I hate it. Makes my eyes water.
That's fair. That's fair. I did actually. I think I had to do your makeup in the bottom.
Yeah. You between you and fucking and your wife had to like fucking like do it for me because I'm a fucking baby.
That's fair. It's okay.
No, you're good. I suck too. Like my eyebrows are right now. I'm like, what is going on? But it's just I don't know what I'm doing.
They look good. let's just, the guy who's here is clearly the worst at makeup is Rudy Giuliani. So.
True. It was bleeding on his face.
Just stripping everywhere. All right, so Tab, we're gonna start with the hard-hitting questions.
Hard.
Wait, I was going to say, I've had it hard.
That's fair. You have
kind of soft, but
so for them, kind of soft a little. We'll
I got a follow-up question after he starts with the hard one. I got a big follow-up that I'm going to come with.
He's got a really big
follow-up.
Okay.
Real big follow-up. So anyway, all right. So first, real quick, for our guests who don't know, Miss Tabitha Stevens here is a AVN Hall of Fame inductee. She's an adult film actress. She's an actress, an actual film and TV producer. She has been on Howard Stern 25 times, Dr. 90210 5 times. Yep. And are you, I guess I saw your Wikipedia said something like you consider yourself like a plastic surgery junkie or some silly nonsense or whatever like that.
Somebody put that out there.
Yeah.
Because I didn't do my own Wikipedia. And
I've tried.
I know. I wish. Right? But you know what? Here's the thing. When I did Dr. 90210, what people don't understand is that when I went on the show, I'd had lots of procedures, bunch of boob jobs, I had some nose, I had cheek implants, the whole thing. Mm. And what happened was I was going in to fix mistakes these top Beverly Hills surgeons had made. Gotcha. So when I went on the show, I was trying to show, hey, don't do what I did and then fix it. But what happened was when you're on these reality shows.
Oh, the
producers.
I'm well aware.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, what happens is they want you to sensationalize everything. So they'll say, are you addicted to plastic surgery? And you have to say yes, because it's like, even if it's like, well, I can
if you want to
right
make it into the cut.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. But there's so many people that have done so much more than I have. And I'm like, yeah, I know I did some shitty stuff to myself and whatever, but I went back and tried to fix it, and it's like, it is what it is. But, it's just kind of funny because what happened from that though, this is when MySpace started happening. Okay. So it's all around this time. I would get like all these messages, put a gun in your mouth, blow your head off because you're disgusting. Like daily, I would cry every single day. And my husband's like, what's going on? I'm like, listen, these people are so mean. They're so evil. And he's like, just ignore it. Just don't, So I had to kind of stop doing like the MySpace thing for a little while. But, it's amazing how people behind, the keyboard warriors,
it's just great to see how that's gotten so much better over the years.
I will say, and I will say, and it never makes any more sense. Like whatever the people want to bully on, they don't have to know you. They don't have to be factually correct. Mm-hmm. Like it's just random shit. Like I just want to be a hater. Like I just want to be a fucking hater. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Yeah. So that happened with that. So, but I was very honest about the things I'd done. And and the funny thing was when I did the first episode was with Dr. Ray. He was the guy who actually helped create the show. And I did Botox or something like that. Mm-hmm. And they thought I was so funny. They're like, will you come on again? And I'm like, sure. So every time they asked me on, like they had 5 seasons. I had an episode every 5 seasons. And at one point, I'm like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, there's nothing really to fix at this point. And so I had my mom go on and she got a tummy tuck.
Oh, that's awesome.
Did they pay for it?
Oh, it's well with our end, because my deal was this. It's like if I'm doing this, you guys are taking care of it. So
fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. So
is that show still running? I could go for some.
I don't think so. But here's the funny thing. So during my mom's episode, I'm like, can I hold her fat after you guys cut it off?
Why?
Because I like that kind of weird stuff. And they're like, and so
good segue into the fact that you're working on a new horror film.
Yeah, exactly. But the funny thing was they love that idea. They're like, really? You'll do that? I'm like, well, yeah, I don't care. So what happened was I'm usually pretty good with this kind of stuff. I don't care. Like I could watch any kind of like surgery show or whatever. You can see I don't care.
An incredibly strong constitution.
I do.
Yes.
I do. And then what happened was it was funny because the doctor says to me, I was like, it's on the table. And he's like, okay, I want you to sit down before you do this. And I'm like, why? And he said, because it's part of your mom. And you're going to hold her body, piece of her body. And then I'm like, then it made me think. Yeah. And I'm like, you suck. You
suck.
But I did, and I'm like, it's okay. And then I held, and I'm like, oh, and at that time, and this is true story because it really happened. I'm like, fuck, I was really hungry because I hadn't eaten, and I'm like, it looks like pizza. I didn't eat it, don't worry. But I was just like, wow.
Yeah, right? Gross. All right, Ed Gein, calm down.
Oh God! Speaking of horror movies, Tabitha, what do you got going on in the horror realm?
Okay, so my husband and I, we created, produced, he directed, we shot our first horror film.
Orona.
Gary Orona, yes. And our horror film is called Die Influencers Die.
Nice.
Because you know what?
There's so many. I get it.
Yeah, there's some good ones, but there are some really nasty ones. And you know what? I'm obviously the killer, and I like.
Did you spoil the whole movie for us?
Huh?
You just spoil the whole movie for us?
No.
That's just the premise.
Yes, you got to see this. It's one of those things. If you're not into gore, you might want to pass.
I'm not into gore.
Oh, then don't watch it.
Are you not? Oh, that's right. You're not.
No, I don't like gore. I don't like horror movies. I'm not into any of that.
I am super into
I'd
it all.
much rather sit down and watch a slice of life anime.
Nope. I will watch
not even
anything.
Don't care.
Oh, you got to see.
No shame.
Oh no, that's okay. But again, it's not for everybody. So that's why we're like, we went that way with it.
See the movie, but I probably won't partake based on your warning.
No, don't do it. Dane, I'll get you a link so you can. I'll
for sure watch the fuck out of it. Yeah, I'll make that a date night movie. Don't fuck with me. I'm serious. Like if there's good blood in it, fuck yeah.
It's beyond what you even think. And there of course there's some naked shower scenes and stuff like that. But we also have Lizzie Borden from the 80s, the rock star.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, okay, Lizzie's in our movie as well. We're really good friends.
So Gary directed one of her music videos, right?
Yeah, that's from it's a song he had from one of his albums that we used in our film. And then we also have Metal Blade Records. We're really good friends with the CEO, Brian Slagle. So Brian let us use some music from Allegiant, Black Dahlia Murder. So we have some cool, we got some cool tracks in our film. So there's some good killing going on with some of that, metal music. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's on Amazon. So
I haven't heard them in a while either, but I fucking love them.
Black Dahlia?
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
Very good. I gotta ask, so I don't remember when you shot that, but you've still been pretty active, even though Vegas and the world and everything's been kind of shut down. What's it been like working out there?
Actually, we finished the horror film. We were actually in post after about right before it hit. And then we had to put it out and we're like, what are we supposed to do with this? Yeah. So the timing sucked for us. We were not thrilled about that at all because it's okay, what are you going to do? I mean, it took forever for Amazon to put it up and they got it up. We're still waiting on the Netflix and all that kind of stuff. Cause you know how it goes. It's just,
it was a nightmare. Yeah. I mean, we came out just 2 months beforehand and ended up fucking all of international because of,
oh really?
Yeah.
So yeah, everything kind of. I think the whole world started to shut down 2 months in after our release. So I completely understand. I mean, it's a good thing you guys had the time to kind of at least know what was happening. That's good.
Well, kind of, but then we couldn't go to any of the film festivals. Yeah. We couldn't go to any of the conventions. And that's where you're going to do well too, because you want to meet the fans and you want to sign and do all that stuff, and we couldn't do it. It was shit. Yeah.
Yeah, our last guest too just had the same problem. David Phillips, he was a new movie coming out called Eat Wheaties, and they ended up because they finished it about a year ago and ended up holding it until I think it just came out.
Yeah.
Oh man, see, I kind of wish we would have waited, but we didn't. We weren't sure. We're like,
how
long
how long? Right? Yeah.
None of us did. The internet didn't think we'd be doing this shit for a year already.
Shit.
Yeah, but it's funny because we didn't go out a lot. Yeah, like Gary and I, but he does fine art photography as well. So we're out in the hills. So we go out, in the deserts and all that, and we do photographs. So we didn't see any other humans wherever we go. It was just us. So it was kind of nice because here I am. I cook every meal at home. We didn't do even to go grocery shopping. He's like, you stay home. I'm gonna go do it. Gloves, mask, the whole thing.
So yeah, same. We didn't interact with human beings for quite a long time.
Store.
Yeah, you did what?
Didn't call it the first month because he was out like with flagpoles and shit.
Listen. Yeah, you're not far from.
We're literally out like banging strangers and shit and getting fucking sick. But we love you and you're all right.
Hi. Listen. You can't live in fear. Ghost Rider said that.
That's true.
No, you can't. But you know what? I mean, the older I get, you worry. When you get older, the thing was said was, are people who are like my parents' age. They're in their 70s, and you worry about them. And then I'm like, okay, At the time I was 50 years old, I'm 51, but I was 50 years old. I'm like, oh my God, like I'm healthy and I know I'm super healthy, but I'm thinking, oh shit, what if? I don't know. Maybe I have some weird pre-existing condition that I don't know about. I'm adopted too, so I don't know any of my family history. I know nothing.
Yeah.
So
and
it's scary.
It doesn't even matter too. I feel like because my pops he's in his early 60s and he's a healthy guy. He never gets sick. I've seen him sick maybe 5 times in my whole fucking life. Right? Like he never gets sick. And even when my mom caught the Rona at the end of last year, was really sick, but not in the hospital or anything, but was really sick. Like she fever, the whole thing. Doesn't remember like a week of her life because it was just that fucked up. And my dad still didn't catch it. Didn't catch it. 2 months later, catches it so bad he's in the hospital for 10 days.
But so you never know.
And he just and this is guy doesn't get sick for any fucking reason. But then my wife catches it, even though we didn't go anywhere. She had it about a month ago. We still have no idea how because we have to interact with people we live in an apartment building. Right. So it's impossible to completely avoid people unless you don't leave the building at all, which is not an option for certain things. So that happened and somehow I didn't get it. Wow. So it's like, it's just weird. And she was, she had a little week or so. It was kind of bad for a few days and this and that. So it's just a complete crapshoot. But then like our buddy Joey Hollywood, who seems fine, right? His ass ends him in the fucking hospital too.
Yeah, so he was in the hospital for a little while. Like he was on respirator, all that shit. So
and he's young, like I don't get it. I feel like it's just it's the same way how people are reacting very differently to the vaccine. I feel like it's kind of it's the same sort of situation. It's just a per person kind of thing. And there might be some larger sample data that you can extrapolate X, Y, or Z from on a broader scale. But like for the most part, and I didn't want to take that risk and you didn't want to take that risk. And I totally get that. And Dane's going to go lick a flagpole in Miami.
Listen, I didn't want to take that risk either. It was a complicated, long story. Let's just leave it at that. But, there were some risks. I definitely have taken some risks. Throughout the course of this year. I mean, that happened, but I've tried my very best to mitigate. So
fair enough. By the way, shout out to the chat real quick. If anybody has any questions or anything for any of us, by all means, drop them in here. It's always nice to hear from you guys. We got some what's ups, we got Lord Cthulhu. That's awesome. Hi. Hi. And Anita. And all right, cool. So I think they're just talking amongst themselves. So I'm like, I'll just make sure we're not missing anything.
I love it though. I love it,
dude. And if you guys want to keep the conversation going, if you check up to the top of the chat feed, you can join our Discord and talk to Dane and I all fucking week.
And also to update everyone, send nudes and make them
with birthday cake.
And try to incorporate cake in any way. If you've got some icing in the fridge, it doesn't matter what flavor it is. If it's chocolate, what's up?
Awesome.
And just put those. I mean, just put it. It's fine.
Wait, where are we putting that? Because here's the thing.
Wait, do you have?
No, I don't. But I'm just saying.
Tabitha's got some stories with cake.
Speaking of cake,
Tabitha's got
well, I know about this only because porn. And there was this party that I went to. Howard Stern. This is years ago. They used to do these shows in Vegas, right? These live shows. Well, it wasn't. No, this was actually at the Hard Rock.
Hard Rock.
So we went to the Hard Rock and, he was doing his live show from there and they had this big private party. And I went up with some of the E channel guys who, his TV guys. And I'm like, are you sure it's okay for me to go? Is he there? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay. And, I know Howard from the show, but I've never hung out with Howard like that. Sure. And he was there. And he actually did a little lap dance for me. It was kind of strange.
Howard Stern did?
Oh yeah, because it was fun. It was just like the crew. It's just like the people from work. It was a lot of fun, and he was funny. But it was funny. It was a funny thing, and he was in sweatpants and a wife beater. It was kind of cute. But he's so intimidating to me because he's Howard. So it's like I'm just sitting there going, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And then before I was leaving, now everybody there, I don't know about how. I'm sure he was drinking. Everybody was drunk. I did not have one drink, nothing. And, some people were high, whatever. And there was this big cake that was a big sheet cake that was in the shape of like a woman's body. Like it had boobs and, stuff like that. So I'm like, I got to leave and do something really fucking weird. So I was wearing a skirt and I didn't have any panties on. And I had these really tall boots on. So I'm like, hey, help me out. So these two guys picked me up. I straddled the cake. I lifted up my skirt. And I'm like, hey, And I sat right in the fucking cake. And Howard's like, oh my God. He still to this day will talk about that because he's like, and Tabitha just for no reason just sat in the cake.
Fucking cake.
I did. And then I stood up.
I think there was a pretty fucking great reason. I wouldn't say it was for no reason.
I just wanted to do it.
First of all, I can name 4 fucking fire ass reasons right now. Yes, so you know, whatever. Anyway, continue.
But it was funny. So as I get up, there's some of those exec guys that were there, and they're just like, "Oh my God!" I'm like, "Hey, look it off my ass cheek," you know.
See, reason number 3. What the fuck? All right. Anyway,
but yeah, so it was just kind of funny. And then
are you guys best friends now? So I feel like you guys are.
I feel like we're.
Oh yeah. We're kindred spirits. We're all good.
As soon as she didn't go in for your lame ass Twitter joke, I was like, oh, thanks for having my back.
You know, I'm just gonna tell you now. The only reason that I even made that joke is because she said she was gonna be on my show, and I wanted you to be included, sir.
Wow,
that's why. But you know what?
But you know what?
No more for you.
First
It's my
of all,
show now, baby. Pull you out of the podcast.
It's just fine. It's just failure now.
It's just failure. I like that. It's fine with me. I'm cool with that. That's a great name for a podcast too. So I'm all right with it. Anyway, so actually, I wanted to ask you. So wait,
no. Before you do, because I had a question.
Oh, yeah, shoot.
Remember, I had the follow up. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So here's the thing, right? So like, you'd be like watching porn and stuff, and sometimes like it'd be like a guy, and he'll just kind of like you can tell he's going soft, and he doesn't know what the fuck to do about it. Like he doesn't like panic, but all of a sudden you get that weird cut. Back to like when he, so is that do they stop? It's just like, okay, hey, stop. I gotta like my shit.
Yeah, fluffers.
Oh,
like the point of a fluffer.
Yeah. I know there's no fluffers. The only time you have a fluffers you run for like a gangbang kind of a thing, or if you're doing like a blow bang, like a bukkake, they can. But in normal sets, no. Like honestly, it's so funny because people don't understand. I've taken many a rock star friend of mine to a set because they all, Tabitha, can you take me? Can you take me?
But it's like so many people.
No, but here's but this is the funny thing. I would never let them see my scenes because that would make me feel weird because they're my friends. Yeah. So I take them other people's scenes, and every single time, they'd be like 15 minutes into the scene, and they're yawning. My friends, they're yawning, and they're like, I gotta go. And then they're like, you ruined porn for me. And I'm like,
why? Well, wait, why? Is it because you gotta like set the shot and stuff? Yeah,
dude, it's like watching someone on a movie set film a fight scene, but it doesn't actually look like the final fight scene. Like it's a bunch of dudes swing. All right, reset, pull back, cameras rolling.
A bunch of dudes swing.
You know, yeah. So fuck it is.
But sometimes, I mean, it's a weird thing. I mean, and then you're like pound, you know, and then people are just like, you know, but a lot of guys, especially girl, the guys would get bored and they wanted to see that and they would get so bored. They're like,
porn set sounds terrible to me.
Huh?
Being on a porn set just to be a spectator sounds terrible to me.
Just to be a spectator.
Other than being like a nerd and being curious on how they actually shoot it.
Right.
Like in like certain things, I know there's some
kind of lens is that.
I'm like, how do you not like fuck up the camera in this shot and stuff like that? You know, like, that would make me curious. But the rest of it, I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, I'd rather watch the actual final, you know, thing done properly.
But it's
like,
done, right? Yeah.
Don't suck the magic out of this, you know.
It's interesting. It's very, very interesting. And then, you know, nowadays they, you know, and I haven't really shot in a while. It's been a minute, and I'm thinking of doing it back again. You know,
is that because of Corona, or just you just took time off?
You know what? It's funny. I did that TV show, the series After Porn Ends. It's about how people are in the business.
I saw that.
I'm in number two.
Yeah, I saw. Oh shit! Yeah. I saw you. Oh shit! No, because I remember there was a jacuzzi thing.
Janine was in it. Lisa Ann was in mine. I saw.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I saw it.
But there's 3 of them. I was in number 2, and you know, they asked me to do it, and I'm like, well, I never really retired. I just like I'll take off for 10 years, and then I'll come back for a little bit, but I'll take off for 10 years. You know, because porn, you can do that. You know,
it's like me with music. Apparently,
but that's okay though, right? But at least you can go back to it, right? Yeah. So I did that show, and you know, everybody's like, "Oh, you retired." I'm like, "Oh yeah, whatever." But you know, it's like again, it's like the Dr. 90210 thing. You're like, "Yeah, whatever." But I never really retired. You know, I just kind of stopped doing it.
Hiatus.
Yeah. And everybody's like, do you get nervous? I'm like, it's like riding a bike. How the hell do you get nervous? You know, I'm like,
look, first of all, it's literally like riding a bike.
Or unicycle. I mean, it's
I want nothing more now than to see her to do a film where the guy's name is
there none? Oh, wow.
His name what?
That's where my mind went.
His name's Bike.
The guy's name is Bike.
He's got a banana seat.
Oh yeah. Wait, let me
well done, sir. And every time he gets hard, he just schwinn.
No, but okay, because I just feel like I like. Okay, I don't know why I do this, but I definitely do this. I do this thing where I have this running narrative of what's happening in the scene in my head, right? So I'll be like, yeah, she didn't like that. You could tell she didn't fucking like that. She's totally like he wants to kiss her, but she does not. She does not want him. They probably had a conversation before the scene not to kiss her because you could totally tell. Like, and if she has to tell him to put his hands on her ass one more time, she's gonna get frustrated. I can tell because she keeps moving his hand. This is what I fucking do. It's gross. It's gross. I don't know.
That's a sign of not a professional.
Yeah.
Because I just like Tab. Like, so I watched an episode of Howard, one or two of them with you on it because I was, I do my research before every guest comes on, and I was like, I got to see some of this, and I actually found a couple. The one with Bill Shatner is fucking hilarious. And
isn't it great?
But it's
I saw that.
But it's like, fuck. Like, so that's where I was like, it's speaking, Dane, what you were just saying made me think of it. I'm like, a true professional.
Oh yes.
So yes. You are a fucking trooper. I won't get too into it if you want to talk about it, but like everybody.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Go look up the episode with Bill Shatner.
I saw the William Shatner
a little
episode.
Weird.
Well, it's about. Well, I mean, I'll say. I mean, I have no problem talking about any of it.
Sure.
So it's this guy, Jeff the drunk. He's one of the Whack Pack guys, and Jeff is a drunk, and a real bad drunk, and he has his arm in a sling. I think something happened to him a long time ago. Anyway, it was a car accident, and this was my first time ever meeting Jeff. Yeah. And who knows? Yes, I know, got it. Yeah, it was my first time. So William Shatner, it was a contest, and the idea was if William Shatner didn't get all the answers right, then I'd have to have anal sex with Jeff the drunk.
But billionaire?
Yes, but billionaire. I know. I'm not just no.
Like who wants to be a millionaire?
Yes. So everybody had to be tested. There were condoms. It was a whole thing. Anyway, but here's the thing. I'm not an anal person. I suck at it. I'm not gonna lie. I am not. I'm a good. That's my deal. Yeah. I'm good. That's my thing. But anything is not my thing. So I'm like, okay, he's gonna be drunk anyway. We'll just figure this out. So anyway, Bill Shatner, he loses because obviously. So I'm like, I hate you. And I told him that during the show. I'm like, I hate you. And then
it was amazing.
Fuck you, Captain.
I felt Captain Kirk. Bad for you watching that episode. The whole time, all I kept thinking is like, she didn't know what she was getting herself into. But
I knew. I'm good. But I'm always good on my word. So, and I did. We went. So we go to I was staying, I think, at the W or something like that in New York City. So I had the E channel crew at the time because it was the E crew, I think, was working at that time. So the guys for Stern, they came up to my room and they were all like in the bathroom.
So hang on, real quick to clarify, for those of you who haven't seen it,
I don't.
The situation was that if Bill lost, Tabitha had to sleep with Jeff the drunk, who was seemingly some guy they pulled off the street. Was hammered out of his mind, and he was just a really odd guy, and he was getting really passionate, we'll say, about Bill winning, and it kind of borderline fucking belligerent in some things, but he's shit hammered, it's a very odd thing. I'm not going to get into looks and all that's all personal preference, but it was just an odd situation across the board. And then
so what's the catch?
So Tab had so Shatner lost, and Tabitha had to sleep with the man.
No, I didn't. Here's the thing. I could have turned him down. I mean, nobody ever says you have to do anything. This was right. And I said, okay. So I had him come to the room. First, I made him shower. I made him take a shower, the whole thing. And he was very nice, but they're recording the audio, right? Because they're in the bathroom because they're not going to record the thing. So there's like 5 guys in this tiny little bathroom. Okay.
Yeah.
And you can hear them giggling and just like, shut the fuck up. You know, and I'm just like, oh my God. So he's laying there. Well, he was so drunk, he couldn't get it up. So I'm like, yes.
You hate to see it happen, Bob. You hate to see it happen.
Yeah,
No, I loved it. I loved it. So here he is. He's laid in bed, and I'm like, he's like, well, come on, suck it or something. You're like, and I'm just like,
That wasn't part of the arrangement.
no. So I'm spitting in my hand. I'm doing that thing, you know. So I'm getting going. So what I did was I kind of took matters into my own hands, and it was done.
Literally,
but he couldn't get it in there. So it was like, thank God. But it was done. But after that happened, Jeff was so upset that anytime he goes on Howard and Howard says my name, he's like, fuck that. Blah, 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 blah. And he goes, oh, he hates me. And he's like,
really?
He's like, you just couldn't get me up. I'm like, sure.
Oh, that's great.
Wait, does he really talk shit about you?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I was trying to be nice. He can go fuck himself then.
No. He
You're
was
like the nicest
mean.
person. Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, he was mean. He was mean. He was mean. But there's so many shows that we would do where, you know, it was like a contest winner or whatever, because they all knew I was good for it. I'm like, I'm good on my word. And it's like, as long as everybody, you know, they have a test and everything's good, everything's you know, legit, I'm cool, you know, and anytime it was something where it wasn't comfortable, you know, I would never done it anyway. But the Stern Show was great. But what people don't understand is that it's entertainment. It's the show. Yeah. And it's no different than me going on a porn set and having sex with somebody that I work with at work, you know? Yeah. And it's like, these people are, you know, normal people, but, you know, it was fun. And all the shows.
But it's just my job.
Yeah.
That's my job. But people don't get, and I get so much hate because of it. It's just like, really?
Well, people are fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. People as a whole are fucking stupid.
He said whole.
I agree. See?
I wanted to ask you, speaking of Howard and this show, like, so I'm curious because you've obviously been on a lot. What is your favorite experience on Howard Stern, and then what is your least favorite experience, or did we just talk about that?
No, that was interesting. I'm trying to think.
So there's more levels to this than I knew.
Oh, there's a lot. This is like an onion.
Clearly.
One of my, I'm trying to think one of the favorite ones. It's hard to say because I had so much fun in every single one, really. There was one time though, I went on and all right, remember when anal bleaching came out?
Yes.
You know what that is? Mm-hmm. Okay. You know how it started? I did it on Dr. 90210 because nobody knew what it was. And they said, do you know what anal bleaching is? And I said,
you made anal bleaching popular.
Thing?
Yes.
Really?
And it's not because
I didn't have the Hall of Fame title. I'm going to, you know,
I know.
Queen of anal bleaching.
Well, no, I only tried it. But so what happened was they asked me at Dr. 90210, they said, have you heard of this? And I said, no. Well, do you want me to try it? Because I'll do it. I don't care. And they're like, oh, okay. So I went and I did this whole thing. Well, anyway, it actually made number 3 craziest celebrity moments on the E! channel of all time. And I can't, no, I'm sorry. The hunt, was it 10 or 100? I don't remember. Anyway, I was number 3. I made it to the 3rd position with anal bleaching.
That's amazing.
So anyway, so Howard was talking about this on the show. He's like, you know, can we talk about this anal bleaching thing? And we talked about the anal bleaching. And then, I said something about, can we do something where we put an egg on my ass because he had the robo spanker.
That's the one I saw. Yeah. Okay.
So during that show, I was dating this porn star, which I never ever do. I never date people from work, but I did. I ended up, and he's a good looking guy and he's very cool. But he asked me to marry him on the show. I didn't live with him.
Do that.
I did. We were dating a couple months maybe.
So that was like a legit proposal. He wasn't putting it on for the show.
No, I it was legit. But here's the thing. We weren't there. I wasn't there at all, but I didn't know what to say. And I was upset because I thought Howard would think it was some weird plan. So I said yes. So that was kind of sucky. Then we fast forward.
You didn't get married.
Well, what happened?
No, you're like, by the way, that was bullshit. Don't think we're getting married.
No. We didn't get married, but we did get engaged. We tried things out for a minute, and I was not happy. It wasn't what I wanted. We were looking at houses together and all this stuff, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I can't do this. And it was very stressful. So I was in New York City one time. I don't remember why I was there. I was there, and I called the show, and I'm like, I need to talk to you guys about something. They're like, can you come in tomorrow? And I'm like, okay. So I went on the show the next day and I'm about crying. I'm like, I have to tell you, I can't do this. I can't get married. Like this whole big thing.
Yeah.
And that's how my fiance at the time found out that we weren't going to be getting married. I shut off my phone. I turned it back on later, and it was blowing up. And he's
Wait,
like,
it was on the show?
Yeah, I said I can't do it. I can't.
Oh fuck!
But
I mean,
you know what?
To
But
be
he
fair,
did it to
though,
me.
he put you on the
Still,
spot.
yeah, I get that. I
Yeah.
get that. But
He was
damn.
begging for it the first time.
I was such a wreck over it.
You just delayed the no.
Right. And I feel bad, and honestly, I mean,
Nothing against him, obviously.
yeah, I like him. He's a good guy. He's really nice. But the whole thing that led up to that, I was like, this just isn't right. And it's not me, and that's not my thing. And it was just like, you know what? I can't. And I felt shitty after doing that, but it wasn't like I meant to hurt him on the air. It's like, I didn't want Howard thinking that I was the one who put up, and I told him that. I said, I just want you to know I had nothing to do with that. He did it on his own.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, okay, at least I cleared the air.
Poor guy.
Yeah, that's
Yo, it's grimy in the trenches. You got to do so.
You are so all right. Speaking of marriage and husbands and whatnot, I don't think I asked you, how did you meet Gary? Because I know how you almost got married, but didn't in this situation. But you are married now.
Well, I've been married 4 times.
Oh, I did not know that.
Oh yes,
I knew you were married to a producer once before, and that was the only one I knew of.
Yeah.
And then Gary. So how long have you been with Gary now?
Gary and I, 14 years.
No shit. Awesome.
Yes. Yeah, I'm kind of nice, but
I can't stand myself for 14 fucking years. That's more than kind of nice. That shit is a blessing. Good for you.
Yeah,
I don't own shit anyway. Whatever.
No, but the thing is, we work together, so we're together 24/7. So, but we're very happy. We're very. I don't know. It's just we had this really cool, easygoing thing, lots of respect. And see, sometimes that happens with the relationships. People, I get shit for that too. It's like, look at you marrying everybody. Sometimes you got to kiss a few frogs before you get your prince. So it's like
1,000%.
I just want to go on record as saying I'm real fucking tired of frogs. Just
Dane leans into the mic real quick.
If anybody wants to come through and not be a fucking toad, that'd be great. Thanks. It's my birthday pretty soon.
Oh my! Someone is a bit salty. Ribbit.
Whatever.
Oh my God.
So Gary and I. Let's see.
Prince, Dane.
Gary and I met on a set actually for In Demand. He used to shoot these shows for In Demand, and one of our friends had said, "Hey, can Tabitha direct a couple of the shows? We want to push her a little bit." And Gary's like, "Sure," but actually, I didn't really direct them. They just put my name on it because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, So I don't want to look like a dick.
Neither did I.
Yeah. Clearly.
But they put my name on. So and Gary and I, actually, we worked together for, over a year, and we were friends. Like at that time, I was engaged to the guy from the Stern thing. And then Gary was
at the same time. I didn't know that.
Yes. And Gary was married to someone else. But we were friends. It was just, it wasn't one of those, love at first sight things, nothing. Like
Did you home wreck it?
No, not at all. Actually, she left. She was actually left for a music career.
We're gonna put a pin in that. Go ahead.
But yeah, so we worked on a big film project together later, and then he and his wife had split up, and they were separated. And then at that time I was single, so it kind of worked out. It kind of we just started seeing each other. But over the years, I'll say this because some people are weird where it's like, oh, you need to have that instant attraction. It wasn't like that for us, but we've learned that we're like this now because it's like over all that time. You know what I'm saying? That
build a bond.
And then it's awesome, So
That's
sometimes
amazing.
it works like that, and then sometimes you do have
there's
that
no
love at
rules.
first sight. Yeah.
There's no rules in life.
We're all just feeling around in the dark. Now let's go back to who'd you home wreck, motherfucker? Did you snatch somebody from a fucking relationship? Sir?
I can't get into it, Dane.
Oh.
We'll talk about it off.
Oh wow. I can't wait for that conversation.
Yeah. Can't talk about it on air.
Anyway,
one of the only times I won't talk. It's not my place to say that.
And it's okay.
It's not my story to share.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, I got you.
I'm not gonna pry.
And that's life, though. You know, there's all kinds of crazy shit.
You know,
and there's no rules for love and relationships. People who pretend that there are and things need to be X, Y, and Z to get to where you want.
There should be one rule. Hey,
don't be a toad.
If you're gonna tell somebody that you love them, don't be married. Don't be already fucking married to someone else.
It doesn't help.
Would be nice.
Yeah,
it doesn't help.
Would be nice. And then don't act like you weren't fucking married and that wasn't the fucking whole problem. You know what? I'm getting into my own.
Oh no. But you know, but that's just like even with all right, so celebrities, as I get this asked all the time. It's like, who'd you have sex with? And it's like, really? But here's the thing. I will say certain people only if it's something that, all right, so Charlie Sheen. Yes, that back in the 90s.
Tiger.
Before all that. So 98. And you know what? I'm not going to lie about that. And he's very open about everybody he's banged and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's that big of a deal. And here's one that I don't know if you heard, and I said this on Howard. And so when I was 21 years old, I had sex with Mike Tyson. And like Mike Tyson. Oh, he was great. He was fine. He was just, but here's the funny thing. I was working at a strip.
Hang on. Sorry. Pause. If anybody from here to the end of time ever refers to intercourse with me as fine and then tries to pass it aside, throw me off a fucking building. Just
wait a minute. Wait. But like that was 21. That was like Tyson in his fucking prime. That was like I'm killing everybody. Tyson.
Yes.
I can't lie.
Okay, so here's the reason. Now there's
bronze your vagina and just put it on a shelf because that is fucking amazing.
Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, so at that time I was working at a strip club, and the reason I said it was whatever it was is because I was a huge fan of Mike Tyson, and he came into the club, and he's friends with the management. You know, so they were in the office, and they called me in. And I'm like, oh, and I'm like, because they said, I told them I wanted to meet him. And then they're like, here, we'll leave you alone. I'm like, okay. Now I didn't know what to do or whatever. And I didn't know at that time that Mike was like a sex addict. I didn't know. And
that's right.
I never knew that. I'm today years old.
He's talked about it. He's talked about it.
No, but it's true. He's come out and said it. Well, here's the thing.
Shit.
So we kind of did it on the floor in the strip club. And
what?
Again,
you can do that?
We can do whatever.
What strip clubs have you been going to, Dane?
I mean, clearly not the good ones.
So, but here's the thing. So, this is before I did porn or anything. This is before porn was even a thought to me. And so that happened. I became really good friends with Richie Giacchetti, who was his trainer at the time. So they ended up, I went to the Razor Ruddock fight. You remember that one?
Yeah.
They gave me, I had press credentials. I was right up front. Like the whole, like it was so awesome.
So
but anyway.
This was in Vegas.
Yeah, this is in Vegas.
Yeah.
So what happened was I would have never said anything about the Mike Tyson thing, but he had come out and said, okay, I'm a sex addict, blah, 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 blah. And then I'm like, you know what? I can tell that story because that's fair.
Sure.
And
wait, hold on. I'm sorry. On the floor of the strip club?
Yeah.
Like, wait, how do you, wait. One, what's the person, let's just say it was me.
Well, that's where we're going to do it.
I'm just saying, like, let's say it's me and let's say I'm, I don't know, in from out of town, right? And it's, I don't know, Sunday. And what would I have to say to a stripper to be like, hey, by the way,
there's no magic passphrase.
There's gotta be, sir. There has to be, sir. I refuse to believe. I know now that I know it's possible. Nothing. Don't you ever shit on my dreams, sir.
But, and I remember what he wore that day. I remember he drove up. He had his Lamborghini.
I want to be Tino. I want that. I want to be that.
Hang on. I'm really curious. And of course I would be. What was he wearing? This is 90s young Mike Tyson at a strip club in Las Vegas.
Open button-up shirt. Some kind of open button-up shirt.
Silk shirt, some shit. What was he? What was going on?
He had on like overalls, but they were leather shorts. They were short leather overalls.
That sounds right.
No shirt underneath.
The LL Cool J look. Yep.
He looked so good, and he was so nice. He was one of the nicest fucking guys. And then we talked afterwards.
I've heard great things actually.
No, he was so nice. But you know,
did you give him a dance? Did it start with just like a dance and he
You
was
are just
like,
so hung up on this one.
Because I mean, I've always in the back of my mind, like there have been moments, whatever. I've always been like,
haven't you dated dancers before?
Lots of them, and
that's what I'm saying. How do you not
left
know
with them? But in the club though, like,
but it was in the office. It was in the office, like the manager.
Right.
Yeah, so it was kind of. It wasn't like.
That's on. He's
so
on
then it was
Mike
a business
Tyson.
transaction.
That's just Mike Tyson being Mike Tyson. Okay.
I got so much hate though, because the girls obviously knew what was going on. And they're just like, oh, look at her. And da 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 da. You know, it's so funny. But here's the thing.
You mad because I'm styling on you, bitch.
No, I was a horrible stripper because I took dancing school for 14 years. I took tap and jazz. So I could
really.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yep. And I'm awarded the whole big thing. Like it's just
No. We're not brushing over this. All right. That's awesome.
Okay.
So you took tap and jazz for 14 years.
Yes. And then
you won awards for it. You were so good at it.
Well, I went to the National Dance Association thing. They had this big, huge convention thing. And I lived in New York at the time. I'm from Long Island originally.
All right.
And and then so my dance group, my teacher and a few of us were asked to go down there to represent the studio. And we had to perform in front of all these people. And, you know, there are different people, you know, from different like states had to do it, but we got chosen. We were the first ones up. And then, you know, we got awarded for that because we were, you know, doing this whole big thing. And then the New York City Breakers came in and they taught us how to break dance. Nice. So it was really a cool time. And then I don't know how to find out if my name is actually in the Guinness Book of World Records, but we got together because Macy's has this thing where you would go down and do tap dancing. I would take people from the street, like a group of 10, and I would teach them a routine. And we had different teachers that would do it. And we were the world's largest tap dancers to tap down in front of Macy's.
That's cool.
So we were in the Guinness Book of World Records for that. And I still have the T-shirt.
Fun facts coming out of you, huh?
Yeah, look, you never know, right? There's all this stuff.
There's one thing I'm taking away from this this entire interview. One big takeaway, because obviously you've had quite a we'll say evolution or progression from you know, dancer to dancer,
right.
to actress.
Right.
With all these other interesting things in between, but it seems like at the end of the day, you're just a people person.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're just a hell of a people person. Like pulling people off the street to dance with you and stuff like that. That's like, you know, when Dane and I interact with fans at shows and shit, and hop off the stage and said that you have to be a people person to do that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
you know what? You gotta be
really like people, but
you gotta be a people person to get a stripper to have sex with you in the club, sir. Okay, that is now my Mount Everest. Wait, that is my Mount Everest. That's 1, 2. We have a question we need to ask you.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Is it this one up here?
It's yeah.
Oh, hang on. Mariah wants to know if we can have you back again.
No, well, not that one, but yes, can we? That'd be great.
I'd love to.
Yay,
She's up.
I feel like the plethora of stories is
26 episodes
so
is what we're going for. Gotta break the record.
Oh, there's so much. Oh my God, throughout. Oh my God. But yeah, so I was saying with the stripper thing, here's what happened. I was, because I was a professional dancer, you know, I guess, professional, right?
Yeah.
When I would strip, I would like do all these cool moves and, you know, do all this stuff. And I was not good at the hustle, the game, because one time.
Did you see my dance, bitch?
I know. No, wait, the boss called me in the office, right? And it wasn't to have sex with him, but he called me into the office and he said, listen, he's like, he was always nice to me. And he's this Italian guy, right? He's like, listen, he's like, listen, you need to sell bottles. Why aren't you selling bottles? You're so pretty and you're so nice and da 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 da. Everybody loves you. Why aren't you selling bottles? And
I gotta get a bottle.
And then he's like, you gotta do something. And I started crying. And I'm like,
that's why you're very nice.
But I'm not. I can't hustle. And then he gave me $100 and he's like, I'm sorry for yelling at you. You can leave now. He did. I was like, oh, but
you kind of have to be able. You have to be okay with taking advantage of drunk dudes to hustle at a strip club.
I can't.
No, and I get that. I completely understand it. It doesn't
wait a minute.
What I know of you already.
Right. I just couldn't do it.
It's not. It's all right.
I couldn't do it. I have a hard time with shit. You know.
And it's funny that I ended up
like, yo, fuck out of here. Champagne.
If you let me, look. All right. So first of all,
give me your money.
I'm gonna need to get a bottle, is what you're saying. I'm hearing get a bottle. And I'll stay around longer. That's what I'm hearing. and then somewhere in the conversation, I don't know how you make that switch because I can get the yo, like one of my yeah, all right, I'm going to tell the story. But do not repeat this. None of anybody that's on. Don't repeat this story.
We're not going to repeat it, but what we are going to do is we're going to take a snippet out of this episode and then blast it on the internet so that everyone sees it. But we won't repeat it personally.
All right. So if you're ever in Vegas, one of the most clutch, easiest moves that I've ever had is you go, hey, how much or what time are you working until? And they'll be like, oh, I'm here till 3. And you're like, okay, how much are you gonna make until 3 o'clock in the morning? Or whatever, and they'll be like, "Oh, I'll usually make about $1,500." They'll highball it because, of course, they will. They know what's coming next, and you're like, "Okay, cool. I give you $1,500. Let's go." And like low key, that's a way
when they go from stripper to escort.
Yeah. Low key, but not quite. So they don't, you know what I mean? Because you really just, I'm just, you know
what my go-to Vegas move was? Find someone who wasn't working and ask them to go get a drink.
Oh, you're so much cooler than me.
Hang on, unless they were working at a bar.
It was a bachelor party.
I would then go get a drink.
Right.
At a discount. It was great. That's what I got for you.
Wait. Somebody
the chat wants to know.
What was your favorite horror movie? Yeah, that was I saw that.
Oh no, that wasn't the one. They know what question you were gonna bring up before.
Oh yeah.
I think it might be time.
Is it time?
I think it's time.
I'm down.
And I don't have a name for it yet, so this is going to be good.
All right, Tabitha. So here's what we do. Typically, for everyone, it's not bad. For everyone that comes on, we like to find out. So whenever you're like, doing the thing, most people have like
that's if it's sex, Tabitha.
That's intercourse. I want to have intercourse with you. Anyway, no, like usually if it's like lasting a little while, say you're lit, maybe it's been a long day, and you're trying to like get that. Okay, we need to make this happen. You need to pop. Boom. What is your go-to?
Or make them remember you.
Or make them remember you. Your go-to
like a negative thing,
sexual move or position,
signature sex move
that is 90% gonna work. 80%.
And no, this is not a question exclusive to you. We've asked.
No,
we've asked. We should not have asked.
Let's see. If I'm tired and all right, let's say that we're home. I'll be like, all right, you have 10 minutes. And you can bang the fuck out of me, whatever you want. I don't care. Let's just you have but chances are I'm probably not going to get off.
It's just anything you
want.
I'm
honest about it. Yeah, I don't care. But my signature thing is the oral thing. But I do things with my hands, and it's very magical.
Okay, so we need that.
So things with my hands. Things with my hands.
Yeah, I'm
sorry. So you're
because we also name it. We also name it.
We do. So I'm trying to. I need. Yeah.
Oh, I call it the double twist fist.
Yeah. Well, shit.
Double
twist fist. I think this is the first time I didn't name the move on the show.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that
no, it's great.
Double twist fist.
That's it.
Yo, wait, are you hold on.
You can go up and down
hold
with
on.
it. Switch.
Are you ready for this shit right here? Because I'm about to blow your fucking mind up.
You did that too?
Wait, the double twist
to himself.
The double twist fist. The DTF.
Oh,
what the fuck?
Oh, shit.
That is great.
Sure.
That is great.
Sure.
Top tier. That's the best. That's best name easily. Best name.
Well, fucking done, sir.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even know why I'm here tonight. I don't even know what the point of me being on this episode is. If I don't name
Wow.
Oh, wait, but
I'm getting smoked on clever titles this evening.
Okay,
so with it.
All right, I'll tell you something about this though, real quick. I don't want to like get you guys all like if you're in a rush or anything. So there's this one actor who I'm not going to say his name. And he's from France. Okay, so this was back in
Gerard Depardieu.
Pepe Le Pew.
Well, he should have been. So this is like, I want to say like 2011, 2012, somewhere in there. I came back and did a couple more movies. And, I started off with my signature moves.
Yes.
And the cameraman was over him. So I'm like down, he's shooting over the guy, and I'm doing my thing and I look up because like he was moving weird. I'm like, well, that's strange. So I look up and he's like, what the fuck is she doing? Like he got pissed. And because I'm doing it and it's like, want spit flying because I like it to be like a really cool,
messy. Yo, spit.
But it was just the whole idea was just to make it like pretty too. I'm weird like that. But I like it to be like
he's trying to make it an art house film and you're trying to make an adult film.
Smut.
Yeah. So and this guy's been around probably longer than I have. Okay. This is the weird thing. So I'm doing it and then I'm just like, okay, so I ignore it. And then I go back to doing my thing. And then of course I do it again. And he's like, and I stopped. And I'm like, listen, do you have a fucking problem with me?
Right.
And he just looks at me and he's like, what? And I'm like, this is how I suck dick.
Yeah.
Fucking deal with this or I'm done. I will walk. Wow.
And they were cool. The stingy Frenchman.
That was the only time I ever wanted to actually walk off a set because I get along with everybody, but this guy, this is what happened afterwards though. So then we're doing the sex scene and I hate this guy. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, go ahead. Oh, I can't feel you. What's that? And in the meantime, but in the meantime, I'm on fire because I'm burning to death because I'm very small. And I'm like, oh my God. But I was so pissed at him. And that scene was probably one of my better scenes because he was such an asshole.
Yeah.
But I was just like,
really? So the negative chemistry kind of helped both of you?
Crazy.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that weird how that happens?
Sometimes
I think it's just like I've never. Why would you ever fuck up getting your dick sucked? Like who? Why would anyone?
Hang on. There's definitely times when that teeth.
Yeah.
Sir.
Oh no. There's teeth.
No. What I mean is, if you're getting your, I don't know. You can't
I'm
be
just
in
saying,
a bad mood
where it's done, in a way that is not.
If it's a bad, I don't know.
I've had a handful of those. A handful.
That guy. And you would think he's been around for a long time, and I'm like. Just be cool. Like, that's my thing. And I explained that to him. I'm like, that's my thing. That's what I do. Everybody knew that. It's like, but no, he just had to be like, what the fuck? And he's making throwing these hands in the air. And I'm just like,
that's very,
that's hate sex.
Rude. But sometimes, as Anita here says, sometimes hate sex can be the best sex. And it is true. We do have a question here from chat that is, I have to ask because I don't know what it means. And I'm curious to see what you're going to say. But what's your favorite sex food?
What do you mean, sex food?
I have no fucking idea, and that's why I want to ask
during sex.
What else did you come up with for that?
Sushi, motherfucker.
What is your favorite thing? Yeah, like.
Well, I don't know. Like,
going or what's your favorite to have sex with?
Pineapple. Yo, I'm loving pineapple.
No,
that always works.
Like whipped cream is probably a good, a common sex food, right?
Really
Edible undies, common sex food.
Yeah, I don't honestly. I can't really say because I don't really eat before I do my scenes. No, but
what about during?
Oh, but don't do it
to be a sex food.
Yeah,
like off of you, like off of someone, like if you're eating something. I think that
the problem it can cause issues though. I've had a small ice cream dessert once, and
I have too.
It didn't work out well for the other party apparently.
I've done chocolate whipped cream. That's a thing.
Chocolate.
No, I've done all that too. I mean, but but if you're gonna have sex with the whipped cream, you have to remember
Isn't that like a yeast infection? Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm like, why? I'm like, why do you want?
You can get that. Wait, you can get that from like jacuzzi stuff too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, that sucks.
Jacuzzi sex is the worst sex.
Is it? Why do you say that? Wait.
All in body of water sex is pointless to me.
You know why? Really? It's like sticking Gumby in there.
Yeah, it's literally it's like you might as well just be thrusting in the middle of the pool.
Yes, it's horrible. Oh no, I don't like it either because it doesn't feel right. There's no because you're not lubricated.
Yeah,
and there's like no proper friction or anything. It's just a mess, and not in a good way. It's just bad.
And but people like to see that in porn, and I'm like,
people like to see a lot of things that they wouldn't actually enjoy in real life in porn too.
Yeah, like sex on the beach on the sand. There's no way.
Idea.
Yeah, hate that.
I did not. So what you have to be on the lifeguard stand is the only way that's even kind of enjoyable.
Yeah,
or on the what are those fucking things called? The recliners.
Yes.
Not at bed, but on the beach itself, no. Bad news.
Rollo said, "What's your favorite place to shoot a sex scene or have sex?" In the butt.
No, not the
butt. 5. We talked about this.
You know what? Beds are always nice because when you're in porn,
you said beds.
Yes, be on a bed because I mean, and it's
when you're never in a bed when you're shooting porn.
No, you're on the kitchen counter. You're on this or that. Your knees hurt.
The arm of the couch.
Oh, it's so hard.
That's a really good point. You're probably in the most uncomfortable places all the time. I agree with you too. People you romanticize sex in these interesting locations, and it's never better than just being in bed.
I'm telling you, I will stop the process because couch is where it starts, and then I'm like, no, fuck that. Here's the thing: my bed is at the perfect height. I don't even have to fucking bend over, hunch over, get all weird. Fuck no,
nice.
Just lay there, boom. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah. See, so when you were on set, when they're like, all right, today we're gonna do it on the bed. You're like, oh my god, thank you. Because it's so hard to.
It's so hard.
That's it. Yeah, but I've had like crazy scenes where this was a really nutty one. So
that was
nutty
one. Nutty one. Come on. I knew that was coming, Dave. Oh, no, it was coming. All right,
we could do this all day.
We had this thing where
Tabitha, you're for sure coming on for another show. I need you to know that. This is great.
There's crazy stuff. So we had to do this thing where we were like in outer space or something. So as this female talent and I were this big paper mache penis that these guys made. It was huge, right? Came through the house, the space house we were living in, and we were supposed to jerk it, right? This was the idea of this movie. So we're jerking this paper mache penis, and then milk came out of it. Now I'm allergic to milk, right?
Oh shit.
So yes. So I'm like, all right. Don't get it in me. You can get it on me, but don't. So anyway, so this paper mache penis comes, we're jerking off. It gets all in me. Then we had another guy come in, and we're wearing these white bodysuits that they cut the boobs and the crotch out. So it's
plus, of course.
Wait, it's 3:00 in the morning because they couldn't get their shit together when they were filming.
Because the giant paper mache penis wasn't operating properly.
But wait, it gets better.
Happens to the best of us, fellas.
It's in the wintertime. There's no heat, and it's freezing cold milk. And we're doing a scene, and it gets in there, so for a week I was a mess, but so the funny thing, you guys will laugh at this. So the paper mache penis, you know where it ended up going?
The museum.
To a band named Fishbone.
Oh, no shit.
Dope.
Yep. They wanted it. They saw it. They wanted it. And the guy, the company I work for, they actually gave it to them to use on stage as a prop. I was like, right on. So that was a bonus. But so they're talking about being on sets in weird positions and doing things we're in this big tub of milk, and I'm trying not to get it in there.
How shitty would it be a week later, you're all sick and fucked up, and your friends are like, "What's going on? What's wrong?" Oh, no big, just milking my pussy. What?
Which is normally sounds like a sexy thing, and in this case, it's
not. Yeah,
especially when you're allergic to it.
Yeah, that's terrible. I am also allergic to all cow dairy.
Christy said, "Do you have a favorite sex toy?" Which I'd love to. I'm hearing the sucking vibrator is the next level, and I mean, I feel like I can emulate that pretty fucking well if I want to.
I am dying, and he's standing on those vibrating things they used for fitness back in the day.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stand on one of these while we fuck.
Oh, wow, that would be great. You know what? I like anything. So friends of mine have this toy company, which is great. So this one's called the Bad Bitch, and it looks like a lipstick, and it's a vibrator. So it actually looks like you can put in your purse, and you just put it. It takes 2 seconds. That's all it takes.
It's the most powerful one.
So you can do it anywhere. So you're anywhere with it. And I've seen this new trend of fucking, especially on Twitter, where girls will be like, "Oh, I'm parked in the car in a parking lot of the grocery store or whatever," and they'll just be masturbating and shit on cam, and I'm like, all right, is that a thing? Why is that a thing? Who made that a thing? Why can't I see that happen at my Ralph's, my local Ralph's?
Maybe it is.
Oh, by the way,
it could be.
Maybe it is. You know what? Maybe it is, and I just never saw it.
I will say to where the question earlier about where's the best place to have sex, and I was wondering, all right, so other than a bed, right? I was thinking, where was my favorite place? And actually was
on the car. Hood of a car.
No, well, for me, fucking in a car, I'm way too big for
Hood
that
of a
shit.
car, not in a car.
Oh no,
Hood of a
I
car.
like my cars. So that's
I,
not
the
a
right,
New
the right
York City
height.
balcony though. So like you're talking about
Balconies are
masturbating in
dope.
public.
Balconies
like
are
kind
dope.
of like being out where you know that there's definitely someone who can see something
Oh,
about
so
it.
you're a
I'm like,
voyeur,
oh,
are you, sir?
yeah.
Not normally, but it was, you half in the bag, and I was
I don't know.
dating a dancer at the time, and she was pretty frisky, so it was a good time. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, that's
Frisky.
awesome. That's
I
always
will say that was probably one of the first things that popped into my mind.
one of the weirdest places I had sex, and this is before porn. This is like when I was in high school. I did it I went to a playground with this guy I was seeing, and you know those big round cylinders that they crawl through? We did it in a cylinder. Yeah. on the
No
playground.
shit. That sounds like a fun story, but wildly uncomfortable.
It was,
Yeah.
but I had to do it because it was just one of those things like, let's
sure.
try this. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you the worst place I ever had sex
I'm
was in the
wondering where the
fucking
worst is now.
front seat of a fucking Eclipse. You remember the Eclipse?
I
Yes.
Like the
fucking do.
first one, not the fucking newer one, the little bitch.
the little
with
one.
the-
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
That shit was terrible. I was like, what the
front seat of a
fuck am I
Trans
doing?
Am with a stick shift and the whole thing, and just the little
It's
racer
way-
seats,
yeah.
the newer ones, the 2000s ones.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was I don't even know. I still don't know how it was.
Listen, wait a
possible,
minute.
other than she was really small.
I would like to clarify. Don't get it fucked up. I still got the job done. Just saying. It
The
wasn't.
seat goes all the way back. We can make it work.
I'm not doubting
Good.
that. I am so not
Good.
doubting you ever. No, but you know it's funny. I know, but
Confident.
but I did see that. You drive. Can we say what you drive?
Who?
I saw Santino.
Him?
Now,
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
it's a Jag. Yeah.
Jag.
No, because I was a Jag person
Jaguar.
forever. But the S-Type R, when that came out,
Sure.
I had
Yeah,
4 different
hard.
ones. That was my car. Boom,
Hard,
boom, boom. I
yeah.
had 4 of them, and I loved. And you have
Great little car.
Those are awesome. They
Yeah.
are quick.
Yeah.
They are.
I like the
awesome.
sound of them too. The sound is real aggressive when it wants
it's
to
a
be.
great little car. I always thought I'd stick to American Muscle all the time, but wifey and I share a car because we live in a city, so
Right,
it was
yeah,
really
why
nice.
get
Yeah.
And when we
You
go
barely
out, we
even
Uber.
drive. Yeah.
So, yeah,
Or
it was
walk.
mostly just for when we
Smart.
felt like having a car, but we still wanted something kind of nice and shit. So we settled on that. Otherwise, I'm looking at like the new Vets maybe for when the lease.
Those are nice.
They
They
do
look like
look really
Ferraris.
nice.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
nice.
'cause I had a
Really
C6 years ago, and I was a GM guy for a long time with the Firebirds and stuff. So I'm jonesing for that just obnoxious American, fast, loud, stupid fucking car. Like I'm
Hi.
jonesing a little.
Hi.
Yeah,
Hi.
I know.
My
right?
name's
So,
Dane.
yeah,
Nice to meet you.
Dane in the Challenger.
Oh, you have the Challenger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what I
Yours
got.
an SRT?
Huh?
Dane is an SRT or no?
Mine's an RT.
RT.
Yeah.
We ended up getting
RT Scat Pack.
we got one of those Ram Rebels. You know those trucks, those big
Oh
Ram.
yeah. Yeah.
We ended up. Now here's the funny part. Okay, so we get this. We see the Ram, and we were gonna get a Jeep, and we were looking at that Gladiator, and I was like,
Sure.
like it just wasn't. No. And then we saw the Rebel, and we're like, we need that car. So we ended up getting the Rebel, and they had it. They didn't have a black one, but they had like a white one and something else, and we were like, and there was red, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, the red looks so nice. So we ended up getting red, and let me tell you something. All right. People are like, oh, wait, we were in a little town in Colorado. And like I told you, during the whole pandemic, we would go to different places, but we were very careful where we went. We were very, very good. Anyway, so we went to Colorado, and there was this big Trump rally thing going on.
Fuck.
Wait,
Knew
no,
it.
everybody thought we were part of it.
You had a
because
red-
we're-
Yep. Because you're
and we're blondes.
Yeah,
We're both
yeah.
blonde hair,
Yep.
with white blonde hair.
Yep.
And I'm like, and everybody from the parade and stuff, they're waving at us. I'm like, what's going
I'm not here. I'm not with you. I'm sorry.
I'm more nothing to do with y'all. I'm good.
Wow.
Here's what I will say. You saying you want to get back to American Muscle, just be aware when it comes to like getting something that is American Muscle, car-y, whatever, it's all gonna be dudes. Like all dudes. Hey bro, nice car. Hey man.
Oh, dude.
Hey
that's
man.
yeah.
What's under the hood, man? And I'm just like,
1000%.
fuck.
I wasn't approaching people like I've talked about on the show before. I was in that scene for a very long time.
Yeah.
For years. I mean, I used to go drag race, we used to go strip, autocross, all that fucking stuff.
What
Like,
fun.
it was a lot of fun, and I loved it, but it got really, really expensive, and music became more of a priority. So my money went there, and the car went, and all that stuff. But I was super fucking into it.
No, it happens because we
I'm
used
cool with
to
it. I'm ready,
we-
Dan. Let's go.
We did Land Rovers.
We could go.
Gary loved Land Rovers and Range Rovers. So that we had, I think,
Like the
4 at one
Range.
time. But the problem was those things, the maintenance.
Yo,
Crazy.
the parts
Whoa.
are fucking stupid. Okay, so look, I'll tell you this too.
Truck anymore either,
So
honestly.
the other thing,
Yeah.
I'm cautious about anything that crosses into that luxury category anyway, because like I had a BMW S1000, you know, my bike.
Sure.
This fucking thing, I had to get like Allen screws replaced for like just like a piece of the motor cap mount. 6 screws. Each fucking screw is $50 fucking
For a screw?
for a screw. And they're like, and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, it's how much?
Man.
I'm like, it's how much? They're like, yeah. So it's like $250. I'm like, it's just the screws, right? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, well, why? They're like, well, so it's made out of a space-aged polymer. It's fucking super light. I mean, we could put regular. I'm like, put regulars in. I don't give a. I'm not racing this fucking
The
thing.
only thing
quarter of an
getting
ounce.
screwed here was you.
I want to give you that, but I feel like you forced it. I feel like you
Aw.
forced it. Speaking of forcing it, all right, let's talk. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right. So, how about this? Is choking becoming more of a thing now? Because I never used to see it in porn, but just recently.
What porn were you watching?
I didn't like not like a normal, you know, what if it was choking stuff, if that was the topic,
Right.
then yeah, you know what I mean? Like it was BDSM or whatever. But now it's becoming more commonplace across the board, I feel like.
It is. Yes, and this is one of
See?
the. Here's the thing.
In my experience, choking has been like a staple of the bedroom.
Not
because I was super into it either.
in the bedroom, yeah, but I'm talking about in porn. Like,
Yeah, I
in-
guess
Oh no, it's
I guess I watched a lot of like Burning Angel and stuff like that. So that was
Okay.
probably pretty
Well,
common.
well. What
I
happened
like
was,
you know what I'm saying?
so I got into the 90s. I got in 1995 is when I started, and it was very vanilla. Like it really kind of was. I mean, then it started getting a
You
little
go to like the wrong audition one day to tap dance and like shows jazz dance. They're like, hey, come with me, and they're like,
jazz hands. Like, hey,
"What do you do?" You're like, all right.
that's me doing that.
Yeah. But so what happened was, so for I want to say up until like 2001 is when I kind of stopped because it was getting really nasty, and it was like people were like, you know, the whole choking out thing was big, and I'm like,
yeah. See, no, not like that.
no.
Yeah.
But no, now it got to the point where they're punching girls in the face,
That's too much. I don't want to see
and
that.
it's like,
So much.
no,
That's so
I want
fucking
to
much.
hit the person who does that.
For what?
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of industry girls that I know that shall remain nameless that have said things to me like, yeah, you know, hit me. And I'm just like, wait a minute, where does this come from? Like, what part of that is the enjoyable
And,
part?
you know, and that's everybody's different, you know, and I'm cool.
Everybody is different.
Everybody can do their thing. And I did some BDSM stuff back in the day. And actually,
Yeah.
remember John Wayne Bobbitt, the guy who got his dick cut off?
Yes, I do
Yeah.
remember
Okay,
John Wayne
so-
Bobbitt.
okay,
Elena
I was-
Bobbitt.
Wait, I was in the second movie with him, Frankenpenis. Yes.
Holy shit, I heard about that when that happened. And I was like, there's no way he really did a porn. And he
No
really
way.
did a porn.
Wait, he did 2. I was in the second one. And then
Shut
the
the fuck
second,
up.
and the second one, they injected his dick with a lot of fat to make it fatter, like all this weird stuff. So it looked like Jabba the Hutt. Swear to God. I'm like, holy, look, you okay? It did. I'm like,
I really just drooled like I was about.
I didn't know what to do with it. I looked at it. I'm like, well, what do I do with that?
Oh, fuck that guy. No, fuck
No,
him. Poor nothing.
He was
a
got
piece
weird.
of shit.
He
Fuck
was
him.
weird. He was weird.
I don't know
because-
anything about him. I just know he's got a Jabba the Hutt penis after Lorena did his thing. That's
Well,
literally
'cause he-
that's
well, but he
that
was-
is
but-
the full scope of
But
my
he was,
knowledge.
but
of
he
the
was also
situation.
he was also provenly beating the shit out of her for like
I didn't know
years.
that.
Yeah,
And then-
she,
wait,
like sued him for it after.
Yeah, I
she
was
cut
like,
his
I
dick
don't know,
off.
what was it, 8 when that happened? So
he was super abusive.
I know
So, yeah.
mostly because of the joke that the pop culture references.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So this is what happened. So then he started doing some bondagey things. So they asked me if I would, because they asked me if I, John and I got along on set. Actually, what happened was on the movie set, on the second movie, I was always, again, I'm nice. I'm a nice person. So
Yes, you are.
there were 2 other girls that were in the scene with us, and they were kind of mean to him. And he didn't want to work with them. He's like, can I only work with her, with me? And I'm just like, we have to work with everybody. So just look at me when we're doing the scene and just kind of just whatever. So he was,
That's
I had
very,
to focus,
sweet.
but I had to keep it going. You had to keep the scene going. So I talked him through it, and he did the deed. He was fine. But then he thought I liked him.
Oh, gross.
And he thought
Jabba the Hutt dick.
he thought I was like in love with him. And afterwards, he had asked, he's like, can we go to lunch one day? And I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, yeah, sure. He was in Vegas at the time. I'm like, okay, sure. So we went to lunch, but then he found out my ex-husband's phone number. I don't know how he did it.
Oh, dear.
He called him and he said to him, I'm dating your ex-wife. Now I'm like, whoa, I went to lunch with you to be nice because I feel bad.
Well, yeah,
you know,
also, lunch is like the universal.
Listen here,
meal.
Jabba the Hutt dick. First
this is
of all,
feeling things out at most meal. No one's dating after a lunch.
And again, he was nice to me.
You'd be surprised how many girls think they. Yeah, anyway.
So then they asked me to do a bondage meeting. Now, knowing that, this whole thing had happened, I'm like, I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? Okay, fine. Because I'll probably be the nicest person to him on set.
Right.
So we first he had to like do a thing where he spanks me one day and the next day I had to do the thing to him. So he does it to me and it doesn't even hurt. Like, it's like, okay, it's kind of funny. So,
man's got a Jabba the Hutt dick. How much force can he put behind it?
Like, so the day of him, they have him
Jabba the cuck.
They have him crawling on the floor, and they have, I think, did he have a ball gag in his mouth? Something weird. But I was like, they're like, Tabitha, you need to be meaner. Like, they're on the side going, go meaner. And I'm like, so I just slapped him upside the head and I hit him in the ear really, really hard.
That shit hurts, by the way.
I know, and I didn't mean it. And he screams his head off right through this thing. And they're like, the directors are like, yeah. And I'm like, I am so sorry. And they're like, you're not sorry. You're not sorry.
Fuck him. Fuck him. Step on his face.
Do it again.
I felt so bad. I was like, oh my God.
I want to wrap this up with one last question based on this series of things, because I am genuinely curious. Being as nice as you are, other than like assaulting people in film, which seems to be that's a line there, right? Hard line.
Speaking of lines, okay, for the next one,
yeah. All right, so we'll wrap it up with this. I am curious. Was there? I'm sure there was. Was there something? Because as nice as you are, we were like, "Fuck no, that's not happening. We're not doing that. This is where the line
is there something like
something that you wouldn't do to someone or wouldn't let someone do to you or that kind of thing? And
something in the butt. I feel like it's going to be something butt.
Because it sounds like you are like almost too accommodating. Other than when it comes to causing people physical pain when they don't want it.
No, you know what?
I'm like, where's the line, man?
No, but when you do a movie, and I don't know how it is nowadays because it's changed a little bit. You make a list of people you want to work with, and it's like, okay, I'm going to work with this person.
Really, that's all it is.
It was a list. Yeah, I had my guy list and my girl list, and
Stripper?
No. Are you talking professionally? Like that's yeah. But you would always. Like, it's like, okay, let's say Dane and I are going to work together. Okay, this is what we're going to do. And we go through.
I like that example.
You're going to do oral on me. I'm going to do oral on you. Then we're going to do this position, pop wherever you want to go. You know what I'm saying?
Like down to this. Okay, I didn't know that it it's like wrestling. Like you.
Yeah, it is. Yes.
I thought it was more. I thought it was more organic than that. But okay, all right. Fine.
Amateur shit, maybe. But
I'm sorry. I can't say I ever had a thing where it was ever like that because we always agreed upon things.
Yeah.
I've done things to people that I probably maybe shouldn't have done
because a giant like paper mache milk-filled penis at 3 a.m. when it's freezing out doesn't draw the line. I'm just like, where the fuck's the line?
It's a fluid
in a full
line.
body condom with 3 cutouts, like.
There was with a line. Okay, there was a line. This wasn't during the sex. We did a spoof on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay.
We called it the Texas Dildo Massacre or something like that. Anyway, so I was the star of it. It was for this company that I was on contract with. And what happened was the guys were really cheap when it came to the food, to the craft services. And they were just
motherfucker. Yo,
I hate
motherfucker.
I hate that. You know what? And they had the money to spend. And it was like, but they would come up with like, and I'm cool, bagels or whatever, but whatever. But they would come with like all this shitty food. And then, so it was really bad. And they left everything open and it was hot out. So there were flies all around the food. And what happened was,
you're there all fucking day. You know what? All right, go ahead. Sorry. I don't want to.
So they were like, okay, well, we're going to get dinner for everybody. Now it's already after 2 a.m. and somebody went to the store, bought carne asada
That's
Put
breakfast.
it on the grill.
Wow.
No, wait, but I didn't eat carne asada, so I couldn't eat. And my next scene, seriously, I went back to my hotel a couple hours later. I mean, went to bed, had 2 hours of sleep, had to be back at SEC at like 6:30 in the morning.
Okay.
So I'm starving. And I look at the craft service table. Guess what? They didn't put anything fresh out. It was all the day before with like bad, with flies, bad cream cheese. So what happened was the owner of the company had come by to see how things were going. And I just started crying. And he's just like, I'm like, I'm sorry, but I have to eat. I'm dying here. I can't, I can't do this. Cause I had a long day that day too.
Sure.
And so he actually, he took me and he brought me lunch. He brought me to lunch. He's like, we're going to lunch right now. And then he, but that was where I had it. You got to eat,
That's a line. That's a great line. Because I goddamn, that's for the next episode. Fuck yeah. Your craft services better be on point. And I hate now that like coronavirus, you can't because like the way craft services used to do where they like make it in front of you. Oh,
sure.
Anyway, yes, craft services.
You
take care of your casting crew.
Right.
Yes,
exactly.
always. And I know now because now I'm behind the camera as well.
Sure.
So, I totally, you get but you always take care of your cast.
Yeah.
Especially
it makes everything go better.
Yep.
Yes.
Because
everyone happy. It's just the right thing to do.
Right. Exactly. You want people to feel like that they're not just being used.
Yeah. I mean, I get it.
There's so many jokes. I love this.
Still, it's fucking all right. Anyway, all right. So, Tab, let's wrap this up. We have gone. This has
way
been
over.
Wonderful. Yeah, way over.
This has been so amazing.
Wonderful.
No, I love it.
We are. If you're willing to have us again, we'd love to have you.
Yes,
you
guys are the best. I gotta tell you real quick that you are such beautiful people. Like inside and out. And your wife is gorgeous. Like everybody you're around. Your sister's beautiful. Like I look at all these pictures. I'm like, these are beautiful fucking people.
Right.
Like this is great. And you guys are so awesome. So thank you for having me.
Thank you.
All right. God damn it. Flattery will get you everywhere.
Wonderful women around me. That's all. So. All right. Do you have anything that I know you have
plug.
Influencers Die, anything you want to plug, a website,
the horror movie, where can they find that as well?
Anything you want to plug? Now is your time to let the people know.
Oh, I'm gonna plug Dane and his boutique. I'm joking.
First of all, don't be joking. We could talk. Okay. We could talk. Listen, we could talk about start small and then work our way.
The double twist fist, man, it's coming.
You know it.
The fucking DTF.
DTF.
So let's see. So let's see. We have TabithaStevens.com, and that is my hub. So that takes you to my Twitter, my Instagram, my OnlyFans, all that stuff. It's all there on TabithaStevens.com. And then Die Influencers Die is DID, the movie. I think DieInfluencersDie.com. And that's on Amazon, Vimeo, awesome. Apple TV, iTunes, Google Play. So yeah, it's out. So that's
sweet.
Yay.
Wow, so check it out, Die Influencers Die, and obviously TabithaStevens.com. Tabitha Stevens. I can speak. Thank you again. You are absolutely just a wonderful human being. It has been a pleasure to talk to you and have you on the show. We really appreciate it. We will obviously continue talking off the show in between and whatnot. I will see you on Twitter with your just absolute ridiculous amount of positive tweets. In the middle of social media, your tweets stand out like a glowing beacon of wonder.
We needed it.
There's not enough of it. So if you don't follow her on Twitter, please do. It's just nothing but good positive vibes. We appreciate it. We love you very much. Thank you so much. And shout to hubby. And I love seeing that you guys do so much great stuff. Stay safe out there. And we'll definitely have you on again.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
See you later. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that has been Failure Made Monsters, episode 36 with the DTF, man. That was good. Like Double twist fist. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you are new and you just tuned in to see Tabitha, please, if you will, hit us up on FailureMadeMonsters.com.
Yes.
Subscribe to us on YouTube, the Mainstream Misfits channel, or follow us on Twitch.
Send cake themed nudes, please.
And send Dane cake nudes for his birthday.
Cake themed nudes. If you want to know where you can send them, it's DAYNETHEGR and the number 8 on Instagram.
That's true. You can do
but
that.
If they're gross, I'm gonna send them to Santino.
That checks out. checked out. So yeah, do that. Or if you really want to send them to both of us at the same time and the entire community, you can follow us now on Discord. So hop onto the new Discord we have, and you can chat with us in the community in between. It's brand new. It's just a handful of us in there, but jump in there. And if you have any ideas for the show, any articles you want to share, any videos, anything you want us to talk about on the next coming episode, that's the spot to leave it, because we know we kind of get everything sent to us in DMs across all these different channels and emails and this and that. So this is the spot to consolidate and to keep up with one another. So thank you guys again for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Dane, I fucking love you, buddy.
I love you right back.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. Thank you again to Miss Tabitha Stevens, TabithaStevens.com. Go check her out. And y'all be safe out there. Have a great fucking weekend. And we will see you next week with our guest. I believe we have my very good friend, Jamie Lee, who is, I guess, like what we call like another perpetually positive person. She's like a life coach and shit. And an expert yogi who lived in India for a while and stuff. She had a lot of great stories. So I'm really looking forward to talking to her. So tune in next Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because
that's how time zones work.
All right. Thanks, guys. Everybody, you have a wonderful evening. Be safe. Wear a fucking mask until you're outside around nobody, because apparently we're allowed to do that now. Get vaccinated. Bye.
Later.